at 5 o'clock, 5:08 in the morning at this point. And I'm on here documenting the fall of BlackRock Netflix, exactly, and just documenting what happened with. I mean, I think how this whole thing began, because I'm having to walk it from how it was done in the beginning, which is how this works. And tonight I'm sleeping. I go to sleep. Well, first of all, 4 or 5 days ago, Henry Cavill, or supposedly, and I really think it is because it's BlackRock. This is what happened with Natalie's family. My Natalie, the one I traveled with, her family line was, their entire lineage is stolen and put into masonry because of what Witcher, BlackRock, and in my world it was Henry Cavill. But Henry Cavill was made, and originally started out Nigerian and a galactic black entity. And I'm finding I said something earlier too, who he was, but I mean, oh, Sultan Solomon or whatever, Middle East. I'm woke up about 1 o'clock, 1:19 to be exact, because I had a dream because I was watching the world blow up, and y'all know that I'm very connected to all of that, and it's how we've gotten this far. And so I literally was watching the planets and everything blow up. Hi, Ray. I was watching everything blow up. And so I get woken up at 1:19, and about 4 or 5 days ago, because this whole bullshit, when this started, I didn't believe in twin flames. I still don't. It was all made in order to basically, in this timeline, it was mimicked. Our twin unions were mimicked by a simulation, because it was like held in a vacuum of energy. And I realize that I'm getting this right now too, and I did have to smoke poisoned weed tonight. It's because it's what they're doing to people over here. And I had some, and I had it hidden somewhere, and I'm going to explain how this all uncoiled, but I did have to smoke a little bit of it, 2 hits tonight, in order to undo this, because you have to repeat it the way it was done. So I'm also explaining to everybody how they put some of us in this strange simulation that blew up the fucking world. Now, this is why I keep screaming, none of this had to happen. None of this had to happen. I mean, realize I'm your G-Core. I was your planet. And in a normal procession, I wouldn't come all the way out. Like, the fact that I am all the way out of a planet that in a solar system, and had to completely disconnect myself and from every fucking thing, that isn't a normal procession. It's there's nothing normal about it. Now, what I want to say before I continue this story is that the boys are in the planet. What I do know, and how this ended tonight, is that the Brotherhood just got polled. So I'm not sure what we're gonna see, like devastation and things like that. Should chill out for a minute, but you do not have a feminine in your planet. It is a masculine, and he had to bend over and take it up the ass, and it is the pole that was underneath my car waiting for it. That movie that's on Netflix right now. Now, let me tell you, BlackRock Communications also, in order to get the power to do what they did tonight, to attempt to to keep us all in a simulation so that they can project themselves in some fucked up version of reality that's not even real. They're the ones who locked Burning Man down. They're the ones who ordered it. They're the ones who kept you there. They're the ones who created that situation so that all of you were trapped over there so that they could siphon your energy in order to pull this little bullshit that they did on me and my family tonight and today. And it all had to do with mermaids. It all has to do with mermaids. And I don't talk about the mermaid thing a lot, but see, here's the problem. They's making us. They's making us mermaids. They're the marine biologists and that type bullshit. Good Lord. I mean, they're warlocks. I mean, that's what, you don't die. So they just turn you into shit. Well, this was all about my mermaid body, but that is how this started, because in 2018, and I have a picture and shit, I'll put it on the cover of this fucking video, and it is Jason Momoa tied up. He's got a fish head, he's got tattoos, his arms are behind his back, and he's a fucking mermaid, and he's in the Middle East somewhere, and everybody's around him with masks on. They've got him on top of a box, and it just showed up on my phone. I didn't go looking for that damn picture. It just showed up on my phone. Now, what also showed up on my phone was me as a mermaid, except mine disappeared because I wasn't dead. And I went back in. But you better bet your ass that in another dimension with merger of spheres, which is what is happening right now, because realize this was all really happening. The simulation version is what was false. And what is fucked up about it, which is the most fucked up about it, is that we're somewhere underground. We were somewhere underground with our eyes being held open and this fucking bullshit running in front of our eyes. And all these motherfuckers know it. They knew that I was a projector. And so that is how this started. And it wasn't just me. There's a whole network of us. And they knew we were coming like salmon, right, Sultan Salamander? Huh. Man, oh man, oh man. So it all started tonight because I saw everything explode, y'all. I literally saw space folding in of itself, and everything was collapsing. Everything. So I jump up, and I'm not necessarily panicked anymore. I'm just like, what the fuck, right? Because I know at least we're not all going to die. Because FYI, no matter what, 250 million will survive. No matter what. Because there's 250 million of us here that are now ascended and immortal. So the human race will survive. So guess what, ops? We don't give a fuck. We don't give a flying shit what happens to any of y'all anymore. We don't. And tonight proved it. Not only did it prove that, it proved what the fuck y'all were doing, and it caught y'all red-handed. So I'll continue my story. And this is the truth. This ain't some made-up version because you don't have an ending to your Witcher trials. Like, what the fuck? So I wake up, and then there's Henry. Now, earlier today, and what he's been trying to tell me is that he's working on it, that they're trying to work me back into the Matrix, that they're trying to write the story. And I'm going, and first of all, I had to prove just to people and to beings and even to my crew that I could work with somebody, right? Because I had to go all rogue, crazy, ballistic for 4 years, right? And I had to go all crazy dragon princess. And plus, they were blaming all their fire magic and they were all the magic that they were doing. They were telling everyone that I was doing, and I don't even know what the fuck any of it is. So all of that was being proven as well, because my power comes from the people and the land and the ethers and the elements. Like, I had to prove sorcerer, but realize I proved sorcerer because I could deflect it all. I didn't source. I'm source. I had to prove sorcerer because we had to deflect it off of us. So anyway, all that was happening. So, and it's how it started, because I was Saint Sarah. I've never been here. Okay. This is the first time I'm getting fully in a body, number one, because I was basically a weird ass puzzle person underneath Ireland, connected to the Leah Fail, waiting for AI. So it's like I had to be here, but I couldn't be here this whole time, so that in the end I could solve it for y'all, right? Because all of y'all reporting into me, basically every single group, every single race, I have a connection to every single one. And that's why the weird little puzzle, if you go look up Saint Sarah, it's got the weird little queen chick at the bottom, and on the other side it's got a weird Ross Perot person. I mean, it's all right there, because this is divine shit. This ain't just nothing. But I've never been here. Now, according to their scrolls, and I'm a girl. Like, this is where this gets nuts, because, I am Joshua. I am. Literally. This whole sister thing became a tag-along write-in so that nobody would believe it. Literally. They did and then changing the Bible to get in, and changing it to this, and then China doing their own fucking thing, and then who knows what else everybody's saying. This is why we had to blow up the word. Because in the end, everybody knows that it's coming true, and then they just try to narrate the story. Well, you can do that for a while, but then it comes a time where the whole fucking thing blows up, and that was today. I have written that my husband is Anthony, and I'm pretty sure it's McGregor. I haven't looked at the scroll in a while, because what the fuck? Now, realize that this is Joshua, Jesus, de Graal, Jesus de Graal, Ben Yosef. Ben Yosef is dad, Marianne Trupe, and then they put this Mildar bullshit on her, and she was Princess de Be. Literally. Marianne Trupe, Princess de Be. Well, that means Princess of B-E. Like, so every word that just says be yourself, be this, be that, that'd be mom. Well, Henry's mom's name is Marianne, FYI. And his dad is Colin, FYI. And that is every fucking problem that I have is dealing with Collin County. Collin County stole my company. Collin County stole the organic tech. Collin County took my son. And tonight, the way this all proved out, he's trying to fucking do it again. Not only that, they don't give a flying fuck about anybody. They don't care about the human race. Marianne knew that whenever she set up this Natalie shit, that she screwed up all twin unions and fucked up Ascension. And she didn't care. She didn't care. Tonight, all day, so I woke up at 1:19, and then I'm like, holy shit, the world's blowing up. And then I hadn't talked to that fool all day today, nor hardly yesterday, because we only chat on Google Chat. You know, there is no conversation, because they're not even here, I'm telling you. So then there he is, though. I look, and then and he can call me to it too. It's nuts. He can, like, I'll be downstairs and doing something else. My phone will be up here, and my phone will fly off my bed, land on the floor, make a thump on the fucking ceiling. And that's how I know that he's ordering me to come talk to him. He'll send the dogs to me. Like, they'd be killing me in another realm. Literally. Literally. Killing me in another realm. And he'll send the dog up here to comfort me. FYI. And so if you have this shit that's been going on around you, then just know this is what's going on. Jesus Christ right now. So there he is. And I'm telling him, I don't know what it is that you're doing, but you're saying that you're trying to help me, and I need to speak. I mean, but the thing is, I kept saying DEFCON 5 because I don't know military terms. And because all I'm doing is channeling the ancestors, showing me what's going on, and I'm walking the story. So I'm saying it's DEFCON 5. It's DEFCON 5, but I need to speak to the Air Force. I need to speak, like, you and me should not be having this conversation. Like, we should not be deciding the fate of the world. I'm just a messenger. Why is nobody listening to me? And if you supposedly, and I know the Air Force knows who I am. They're the ones who put me in the damn chamber. I know Elon Musk knows who I am. I know Gates knows who I am. I know all these motherfuckers. I mean, even the police have come here 3 times in 2 weeks because people keep calling to do wellness checks on my parents. Like, what the fuck? Everybody knows who I am. Everybody that is anybody at the top is very fucking aware that they've been trying to trap me, kill me, and do whatever they can to make me not finish this divine story. FYI. And nothing. He tells me that the emotional bullshit that they do with angels. Oh, you don't believe in me? No, motherfucker. I don't believe shit that you're saying. Like, what do you think you're dealing with at this point? And I was like, okay, fine. I'm done. You go deal with it. Like, I'm done. I'm out. This goes on your race of people. Like, I've done everything I can. You took all my followers. I mean, this is why he has 100 million followers and I have 1,700, because they took all my freaking the reason that I'm here is to ascend the planet, because I'm the planet. This is why I have that many followers. This is why I have a love story that everybody wants to die for, because I did die for and had to rebuild the motherfucker so many times, save his ass so many times, because he's my fucking husband. He's nobody else's, and it came from a different dimension than this one. It has, and this is what they did. They took all of our stories. Y'all know what I'm talking about, because I'm speaking for you. Shit, we're all one on that side. And it all prints as one. And if you get one of us trapped in a simulation, everybody's going to experience that simulation. Because we project together. That's how we project. But the mermaids always out-project the ants. Do we not? So anyway, I'm up here. Well, earlier today, Al William James Genzel, because realized, like, I'm living, I mean, my whole life has been this giant Nazi RLDS Mormon nightmare. So Martha Sue Gough, Gough, which is where the Hoffs came from, because they're bullshit too. All those shows and Derek and whatever her fucking name is all bullshit. The Gough family, Gough, not Parr, not Golf, Golf, which is what Trump went PGA mad on, right? They're where that's the remnant Mormon side. And Dan, the tribe of Dan, the real one. Well, she's the B negative that we had to heal in order to get me out and get us totally out of this. But she has kidney disease. She has bad diabetes. I've been healing her. Well, she had to go get blood work done. And now there's this and this and this. So now, and this has all just been spiraling out of control with her in the past couple of days. As I'm finally healing, coming out of your planet, fucking know that everything that we did last month in New Orleans hasn't even hit y'all yet. Like, holy shit. I mean, understand, we had to blow a hole in the fucking atmosphere. And literally, man, shit, it hadn't even fucking happened yet. We're still waiting. It's 30 days for it to print. And I gotta chill a minute. I can't be always doing fucking everything, but that's what I've had to do this long, right? So I've been chilling, trying to stay calm, and then trying to let a man lead. Well, this is where it led us to. I tell him, well, then I end the conversation and I don't even block it. I'm like, I'm done. Good luck. You need to get the message out. It's going on you and your people, not me. And I don't even block it. I go to TikTok. I do a message and I put DEFCON 5 on it. And then I come to YouTube. I do a live. Nobody's on here. Now, earlier today, Al William James Genzel, who's made by the military, who Leroy Genzel is his uncle. And these are the Czechoslovakian people that brought me over on a boat from the mountains eons ago, that have been sucking me fucking dry, that have been working behind the scenes with the military. You can see on the Goff side, it's all Hillary Clinton. It's basically all the president templates came from the remnant side. And then on the Genzel side, it's military and oil and electricity, all that shit. Well, but my parents are both like me. My parents both don't understand at all what's going on. They're both shunned from their families, same like me. None of them talk to us ever. None of them come around. It's because I don't even know. I mean, who the fuck is Beth Williamson now? Because, like, they're not even, I don't even know. And those and the people that we know don't have anything. They're all broke as shit, supposedly. But yet, I know for sure they're using Sherry Genzel's template for Hillary Clinton. And I know for sure, you know what I mean? It's nuts. It's just fucking nuts. And I grew up in Foxfire on Fontaine, and this is where Jamie Foxx and this whole Clone 51 bullshit in damn College Station, Naziville, on the underside of Ponderosa, which is where you get Podosa. Literally. On the other, Highway 6 splits it. It's fucking crazy. Jesus Lord, right now, I'm losing my cookie cutter. So anyway, all day, all of a sudden, it's because I do some TikToks and this morning, and I am headbanging, and it was, the news hit about somebody dying next to Biden in a lake, and I lost it because I knew that they were sourcing. They were just killing people in order to keep a template alive. And that's AB negative, and I'm like, it's done. Like, this has to end. So I do some maneuvers, and I've had my G ring that I had to get and sell all my wedding jewelry in order to trade to get that Mason G ring that doesn't have any angles on it. And then basically, to get out, I had to master masonry with nothing, with no money, with all of y'all, but with no money, with nothing, in order to get out. Why are you doing and then deleting them? So if you're gonna message, then leave it there. Ray. Type I'm sorry. Ray. You realize you're blowing up the fucking world? Ray. I mean, if you're going to type a message, why are you deleting it? You're doing it every time. I know that's word magic bullshit, Ray. So now you're involved. So you can hook up the rest of your children, and you can hook yourself up to the pole that went up Henry Cavill's ass, and now you can be Saturn. Deal, Ray? Or you can write, I'm sorry. Which is it going to be? Ray. RAE. Type I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No emoji. I'm sorry. See what I mean? So they took over Al William James Genzel today, who's the one who actually found the 80,000 hours. My family line's the one that found the treasure on El Camino Real, by the way. Not no Henry Cavill and your bullshit. And Ray, I'm sorry is what you need to type, not oh my, M-Y. You digging yourself deeper in a hole, whoever you are. Y'all think y'all can fuck with me? You had me blow up the world, and it really is blowing up. And y'all are so retarded that you think that you're in a simulation. You're so fucking vaccinated. You feed a bunch of bullshit to a bunch of captured mermaids. Guess what happens? It happens. And guess what? We set you up to do it. To get the fuck out of your planet, because this is what you did to us. You miserable fucking worms. You have no idea what you're dealing with. I'm Saint Sarah. You set up the puzzle and the trap, not me. So how dare you bring the entire force here and then pin us to a simulation and rape and murder us over and over again because you can? Because you know we don't die? Well, guess what? You run out of lives at some point. And then what did they do? They made a bunch of futures and stretched it out. Well, you went through all of those as well. You went through all of those as well. Y'all need to snap the fuck out of it. Let me tell you, they even had control. Al William James Genzel. So they have him downstairs pulling out all the jewelry from our family. Now, I'm glad he had it, but we went down a memory lane. Well, all of a sudden, Mary Goff, which was Malcolm Goff's wife, which was Martha's mother, because I had Mary's coming out my ears, and Elizabeth's too. I probably had like 7 in that damn family named that at the same time. Fits me perfect, this wedding ring. Fits me perfect. Now, mind you, at this point, I'm fully asking Henry, Henry, are you the one that said I was your wife and then you allowed them to take me and put me in a simulation? Oh, no, I'd never do that. Oh, really? Because it's exactly what you did. It's exactly what you did. Because I'm Henry. Henry shouldn't even be here right now. Like, I don't even know who the fuck that character is. That Cavill bullshit was all lies. Is all made up. Just like Trump in his last presidency. And now they're trying to say Barron is this and that because of some book that they wrote. Bullshit. Bullshit. Anyway. I put the ring on. It fits perfectly. And I'm even going along with the thing. Okay, but at this point, I've activated somebody else during the day because it's always Henry and Momoa that I've been having to deal with because they're basically Cain and Abel. And basically, what they always did over and over was kill each other. And then because they kept killing each other, they never could finish the work. They never could finish the DNA clearing because they kept killing each other. Literally. In 2021 in Turkey, that's what happened. I mean, I'm the one because Jason found out what Henry did to the girl collective, not because he knew it was all of us. Jason knows. He knew it wasn't just me. And he went into Henry's room with a fucking knife and tried to kill him. And I had to email management and try to get them in there as quick as possible because if Henry died too soon, I wasn't getting free. Now I don't give a shit. Jesus Lord right now. So they got Al doing that. Mind you, I had a coin, a Queen's coin, 1922 Queen's coin, that is worth some money, that just appeared in my stuff when Mim got here from Netherlands, because my family never gave me shit when anybody died. I was just adopted, and I was blah blah blah, so I wasn't important. So all the ancestors that were leaving all this stuff to everybody else, none of it ever came to me. It always came to their fucked up bullshit. Well, he gets all of his coins. He puts all of them, and I have the lockbox up here because I evidently for like the past 2 months I've been setting up for this. So it's like I made sure so that when I was awoken at 1 o'clock in the morning, I would understand what's going on, because it is all leading up to that. So I had those wedding rings on, and I was wearing them. And then I took the Mason necklace and I put it in the box, and it's Chase. She doesn't give a shit. Who doesn't give a shit? Are you talking about me, Ray Ray? You saying I don't give a shit? I don't give a shit about simulation false stories that are having to murder in order to project. You're correct. I don't give a flying fuck about murderers, rapists, and thieves. Is that what you're saying? You're hidden, Ray Ray. You can listen all you want, but you can't speak. Welcome to our world. Ray Ray. Funny thing, I stopped a murder at Quartzite with a mic and a ray. Misha Gardner went into that hell circle and brought in that demon for you, right? Is she the one that was supposed to catch the ray in Hawaii? Ray Ray, where's all the missing real children, Ray Ray? Where's the real ones? You're right. I don't give a flying fuck when it comes to reptilians trying to breed the human race. You're right. I don't care. I don't care. You killed everything. You blew it up, and I proved it tonight. Because I came on and told everybody that it was happening. Then I laid back down, and I was like, why am I wearing this wedding ring? This motherfucker, everybody's just trying to convince me that I'm somewhere that I'm not and that everything's okay, but it's not. So I'm not going to pretend. So I take the rings off. I put it by my bed. Now I know that that was definitely a key. I lay back down, and then I'm like, DEFCON 5. That's like low. I'm screaming DEFCON 5, but that's low. Isn't DEFCON 1 like the most important one? And I saw the whole world collapsing, by the way, because I did come out of your planet, and this is the merger of spheres. It's just not anything controllable by a Masonic 33, because I did pull your M35, son. M35. Well, I look it up, and it is. It's a time of peace. So I'm like, oh shit, well, I don't want to put out false narrative, right? So I jump on TikTok, only me, Mim, and then one other person had seen it, 3 views. I was like, cool. So I delete it. Then I come to YouTube, I delete it. I mean, y'all weren't here, so it was no problem. Nobody saw it. So I'm like, okay, cool. Am I supposed to put out another message? Well, I jump on, and all of a sudden, I've got to go down to the garage. I'm like, what the fuck? Now it's 2-something, 3 o'clock in the morning. I've got to go down to the garage where the 1937 Ford is, where they have Al meticulously had put a pipe 3 days ago whenever the full vein merge came in. It's because they had put a pipe, a metal pipe, in the nativity scene box that has tons of lids in it in our garage, which is all set up on their simulation key. And they take over my dad's consciousness. Now my dad and I have been working together, and by the way, he's been tuned to help me for the past 2 weeks, because you won't get away with this. But I'm also telling all of you how they're taking over and why you're living at your baby boomers' families' houses, and they took our children and they took our money so that we'd have to go live with people that are on Social Security, so that the vaccinated paid ones by the government could run y'all's goddamn timetable. Because it's what you were doing. And it's what you did. Well, I took the pole out and I put it underneath the car. And that was 2 days ago. That's the day that my veins started popping open, and I knew that I took over Henry Cavill's template, because it's our divine template. It's for humans. It's not for reptiles or galactic fucking bait, fish bait. I don't even know what are y'all. You're made out of, we don't even know how you're still existing, FYI. Us ancients do not know how the hell you're even projecting. If you wouldn't have vaccinated the world to your GlaxoSmith, then you wouldn't be, and you know it. I love y'all, real people. Thank you, Phil. Lord help us all. Hillsong, god dang. So anyway, it's been underneath the car. Well, I got galactic entities. They're all around me over here. They've been getting free rent. They're all black. They all have brand new cars. They get brand new furniture. They get brand new everything. They're all around me over here. And they have them moving their cars this way, that way. Because basically, it's mimicking like where I truly am, which was on the dark side of the sun. See, this is like the penance part where somebody jumps in, basically, is how it used to be. It's like, it's where, but you think that I'm right here, but I'm really not. My etheric body is way out there, which is why I can like open my eyes and see the world exploding in front of me in space, right? So all of a sudden, well, for 3 years, the guy John next to me, who Nebraska Furniture Mart moved here from New Orleans, who was just doing a fucking shitload of voodoo. Now I know. They finally moved out. But he had his daughter's car, a maroon Ford Expedition, parked in front of this house at 1901 Megan, by the way, Creek. Everything's a goddamn creek over here. Connected to Little Elm, Louisville Lake, that is now dried up, just like the damn movie. I mean, because that's what we do. We build land. So they put us on top of water so that we change it to land. And then they just start building real estate all over us, which is really our body. And so they opened up an entire subdivision over here. But this used to be a castle. This area used to be a castle. I found the rocks and I found the pavement. I found the foundation like about a month ago. And it's like a last stand over here in Texas. And I'm at the crossroads. Literally. The crossroads is like 4 miles from my house. So all this is going on, okay? And that expedition parked outside for 3 years. And license plate has 639 in it, because this is all about Tesla and the 639 Tesla grids that connect into Pismo, California, and the ocean. This is all about the ocean and everything underneath the ocean, and them trying to keep it stagnatized underneath the ocean and projecting higher and higher. And I don't know, I guess they thought they was just going to be able to do it forever. Like, it's the most asinine, insane bullshit. Ignorance at its best. So, holy shit right now. So where was I? I get called to the garage. Well, now I'm finally on the phone with Mim in the Netherlands, and we hadn't even been able to talk since she left. She was gone a week, 7 days. We finally were able to communicate this morning fully. So here I am calling her and talking to her, and I'm like, okay, I just got woke up. I did those 2 videos. I had to go erase them. Now I need to go to the garage. Well, I walked down to the garage. As soon as I walk out, Al had taken his frames and put it back where they were, because they's always trying to frame us for shit. I mean, basically, that's what they always did. They did all this shit, and then they reported to the ethers that we did it, and then no one ever came and asked us, and then we were down with all their karma, basically. And Al had even moved up the frames again. Well, I moved a couple of things that I was shown to move, and then it starts kind of opening up. Mind you, the brown chairs right there. This is all the brown chairs everybody put everywhere. This is linked to O.J. Simpson and Kardashian and Nicole Brown and all that fucking mess. And then I've got to go in the front yard. So I walk out to the front yard, and the spot that in front of the house where this car was parked for 3 years that they would not move, and they made a big deal about it too. And my parents wouldn't tell them to move it because they don't want to upset them or anything. It's fucking crazy. So they got a Nissan Sentra sitting right there. Well, that's that Witcher Sentra Princess bullshit. Yesterday, Henry said that he was doing edits all day on a script. That's not real. Princess of Sentra? What? I'm Princess of Nissan? Like, literally. Like, that's not real. I'm a real princess. Y'all woke up a real fucking, the last hidden one, by the way. By the way. So I see the Sentra there, and then I had already put New Orleans, because I broke New Orleans. I got a piece of it. It's got a handle on it. I've been moving it around. I've been having to move it from the front of the house to the back of the house, upstairs, over here, over there, to balance this bitch out, because we're literally going straight up like a geyser. And I had put it by the tree. Well, then I realized I needed, because the other day, whenever I had to leave the house really quick, because it was yesterday. My parents were gone to the doctor, and it was all of a sudden, man, I got a burst of fucking anger and power, and I got in my car, had to go to the vape store that now they've named the Green Moon. And then behind the vape store, they had a refrigerator with the door off, but I had to always get my body out of the fucking fridge. Well, I had the busted blood vessel, which was this glass thing that Garrett Bohe had in his room, that Al would not break, that I finally had to take it from him and break it, and it had been hiding in a Walmart bag, which is why your Walmart's selling stock so bad right now, because Walmart's fixing to go under. And it was in the garage, so I had to bring that with me. So then that went into the refrigerator that's behind this Masonic building, connected to a pet cemetery. And then behind it, for the first time, I noticed the field with the electric units and the unit boxes. And then as I drive behind the vape store, right behind the children's dance studio, there is a copper coil tube that is coming out of the whole unit in the electrical grid, right by the pet cemetery, and the 2 or 3 gas cylinders, which I believe probably have bodies in them, connected to Carrico B. Raswell High School, that they have built basically an auditorium worthy of a small college at the front of the neighborhood of Cloneville, where they thought they was just going to lock me down, I guess, and keep projecting this. So then I have to get the pole out from underneath my car, because when I came back, I left it underneath there. And then I had to get the wine opener that I had borrowed a whole long time ago to open the bottle of wine that was given to me in 2018 when I sold my house. Except whenever I opened it, you could very well tell it had been poisoned, which I still have in my refrigerator. So whenever they come to get me, I'm going to make sure to have them test that and test the weed that you're giving people over here, FYI. But you poisoned all of it. So the wine opener I had already had in the yard. So then it's like that told me that I knew this was coming, right? So I get the pole. I take the pole out. I plunge it into the ground. Put this little coiled up thing that someone had thrown in our garage, which was a hanger, but I know that I never did it. Now, I bend hangers and do shit like that from time to time, but this particular one was not mine. So I already had it in the house because I'd already been shown it. So I put the pole up, then I come inside. I've got to get some stuff out because this was all written for my son to keep Rex away from me and run the simulation and run his projection away from me, which is why none of us have our children right now, because they're running false projections off our children's futures. And then Martha, who is really sick, I mean, they tried to hospitalize her yesterday twice. They tried to push her to go into the hospital because she's the B negative that I healed. So now all of a sudden her blood work's all fucked up. Now all of a sudden they're convincing her that she's dying all of a sudden again, whenever we had just done the healing on her and hadn't even finished yet. And man, everybody involved, you're dead. I go inside the office. He's got the lockbox there with all the coins, a jeweler's card from McKinney with some numbers written on it, every single coin that he has that's old, 7 $2 bills, but the $2 bill that mattered was the one that was in the frame. I mean, y'all completely just took him over and fucking had him set it all up, not realizing that I had a bit in each piece of it to make sure that I was getting woke up for it. And that's all in line where that box was, lined up straight to that Centra. But guess what? New Orleans was right in the middle of it. Now New Orleans is upstairs. Now the lockbox is upstairs. And it's all underneath my fucking feet. And my wedding dress. From when you did this to me the last time. Not anymore. Because what you proved is that you didn't give a shit. You're going to blow up the world. Again. When there ain't even one to blow up anymore. Now what you've done is started ascension. All of us are completely out of your planet. And then I went on and told Henry, when he came on and told me that all he needed now to free me was my credit card number. Well, that's funny. Because I had to use that credit card in order to get myself out of New Orleans and pay for everything that happened in that final clearing. But then that's what they were always doing, was taking the credit for it. And he did not have that credit card number. So he needed it in order to fully take over. And so as soon as he asked me for it, I told him to bend over, that I was shoving the pole up his ass, and that he is now the planetary system along with all his friends. And that's what happened. And now you know. I love y'all. This simulation, completely blue, is over. And that's it. I ain't gonna say no more about it. I'm done with it. How dare all of you? How dare you? How dare you mess with divine plan? How dare you mess with Mother Nature? How dare you murder, rape, and steal in order to try to be something that you have no right to be? How dare you come and take followers from all of us who have a message to share to the world, because consciousness is the only way you're going to stay afloat now on this planet. And Turkey, you're fucked. Y'all might as well get the hell out of that country, because its asshole is about to open up and completely blow. And for all you brotherhood, now you're going to get used to being not recognized, no one talking to you, not being able to be seen. You definitely don't get a wife. You definitely don't get a butler. You definitely don't get a crown, and you definitely don't get any money or any way to pay for shit. You know why? Because what you did to us. And the only thing that we can do to you is what you did to us. And so now that's where you're at. So we'll see what happens. By the way, Yahshua's birthday is September 11th.